Today I will learn lattice multiplication so I can have a second strategy to multiply, and I'll have it when I can multiply whole numbers. And so this over here is what a lattice box looks like, and you'll learn how to set one of those up and solve it. And this right here is Connor as usual. Alright, here in our first problem we have Gabby Douglas, who's an Olympian athlete, gymnast, performed for 108 seconds, and if someone were to have to watch this for 15 times, how long would they be watching? So my important information is that's 108 seconds, and they watched it 15 times. Now I'm going to set up my lattice box. So the first thing I do is I write my first factor, my 108, up towards the top. I put a multiplication symbol here. Then right below it I put 15, and I write my 15 vertically. Then I draw myself a quadrilateral, or a rectangle, right underneath. Now I will make sure that I divide my place values like so. So if you noticed, I put a line in between my hundreds and my tens, between my tens and my ones, between my tens and my ones, so on and so forth. Now the most important part is to put in my diagonal lines. So I will start in this corner, and I will go to the next corner, and then I will extend it out a little bit. Here I will go from that corner to that corner, and then from that corner to that corner, and extend it out a little bit. This corner to this corner to this corner, extend it out, this corner to this corner, and extend it out. Now I need to start solving. So I always like to start in this box. This is my upper box, and I always go up and over. Up and over. So 8 times 1 is 8. Now to express that, I need to write 0, 8. The upper triangle represents the tens, and the lower triangle represents the ones. So if I'm going across, now I'm going to go to this box, I'm going to go up, I'm going to go over, so 0 times 1 is 0. And so they're both 0, and then 1 times 1 in this box is 0, 1. Now I'll drop down to this box here, so I'll do 8 times 5, and 8 times 5 is 40, so the 4 will go there in my 0. 0 times 5 is 0, and finally 1 times 5 is 5. So I write that as 5. Now my next job is to add up my diagonal lines. So what I'm doing is I'm going diagonal. So I'm going this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. One thing that can be helpful if you have a piece of paper, give myself a piece of paper here, if you take it and you kind of use it to block off so you see just what you need, that's often helpful. So all I have there is a 0. And now I'll move to my next set of diagonals. So now I've got 8 plus 4 would give me 12. Now I know I can only have one digit in each place value, so I'll put my 2 down, and I will carry up my 1 to the next place value. So 1 plus 5 is 6. Going to my next places, I've got a 1. And then finally, carrying this up, I've got a 0 there. So 108 times 15 is, my final answer is 1,620. So here's your pause and solve problem. Don't be afraid to go back and review, but pause this problem and solve it. Alright, hopefully by this point you have solved it. So I have 133 times 26, and then I'll put this box, I'll divide my place values, and then my corners, or my diagonals, from corner to corner, corner to corner, corner to corner, and corner to corner. Now, as I always say, I start right here. So up and over would give me 3 times 2, which will give me 0, 6. 3 times 2 gives me 0, 6 again, and 1 times 2 gives me 0, 2. Now, 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. And 1 times 6 is 6. Now I need to add up my diagonals, maybe use a piece of paper. I'm just going to use it with my laser pointer. So 8 by itself is going to give me 8. Then I'm adding up this set of diagonals, so 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 8 is 15. I know I can only have 1 in each place value, so I'll carry up my group of 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 6 is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 8 is 14. And I'll carry up my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So that gives me a final answer of 3,458 seconds had she practiced it 26 times in a row. So that's going to bring us to our bring back to school problem. What I'd like you to do is solve this problem using a lattice box. Like I said, you're going to be learning 3 different strategies for multiplication, and then you get to choose which one you are most comfortable with. So this one is to be solved in lattice box, and I will see you in the morning.